Well, hello, YouTube. Happy Tuesday. It is so good to see all of you. I'm going to try to raise my table up here just a little bit. There, that's better. So I know my shirt looks a little funny. I actually ended up having to pin the shoulders because I couldn't keep it on. So, uh, so how is everyone doing? First of all, I do want to say that my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who is involved in the storms this afternoon. I've been watching coverage on YouTube, and some places have gotten hit very, very bad. So please keep keep everyone in your prayers. I did hear that there's been one fatality so far, but reports are still coming in. So yeah, it breaks my heart. I hope everyone stays safe and can recover from any storm damage they might have had. So if you've been affected by any of these storms, please let us know, so especially so that we can pray with you and maybe see what kind of help we might be able to do for you. So just let us know what you need. All right, so it has been a busy week. Oh wow, Glenn. Yeah, I did hear about the power outages. I didn't realize that there was still that many without power. So I hope the power comes back on soon. I know that can really get old after a while. Hey, Hao Ming, it's good to see you. Oh, good. I'm glad your pain level is better. All right, so let's do some channel shout outs. I know Michelle J was here first. Um and Linda Bopp and Pamela Bao came in, and Len Anderson is here. Helming, it's always good to see you. Chris is here. Hey Chris, I'm glad you could make it. So yeah, it has been a busy week. I got my coffee. I'm just drinking Folgers tonight. Nothing special. But I forgot to mention last week I did have my hospice evaluation every 45 days or so. They send their nurse practitioner out to do an evaluation to make sure that I am meeting all of the hospice qualifications, and I have, so my hospice coverage is continuing, which I'm very grateful for. I don't know what I would do without this coverage. So today my nurse was out. We checked my weight. I've lost more weight. I'm actually down now to 189 pounds. I have never in my life weighed 189 pounds. It's always been way more than that. So my weight's actually doing good right now. I'm not overly concerned about the weight loss yet, because I know there's gonna come a time when people are gonna have to move me around in my bed, and I want to lose a few more pounds to make it easier on whoever has to move me. But yeah, I'm really happy with the weight loss. The Orlando Prepper, it's good to see you. Uh, the nurse did look at my foot. She sent a picture of my foot to the doctor and asked if he thought we should do an x-ray. His reply was absolutely. My nurse actually thinks I broke another bone in my foot. It's the same foot with the broken heel bone. It's still very, very swollen. There's several hard lumps in it. One of the lumps looks like it's trying to push through the skin. It's just it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. And yeah, the nurse thinks that I have another broken bone in my foot. At this point, I'm not sure what will be done if there is a broken bone, if they can even do anything for it. My bones are so brittle from the spina bifida and the osteodystrophy that that I I really don't think they can do much. I just have to make sure I have good shoes on and that I'm really careful when I'm out walking. Lawrence Kelb, it's good to see you. Welcome. Oh, Germany, how exciting. I love meeting subscribers from other countries. I love learning where everyone's from. So it's really good to see you. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. I am still trying to get out when I can. When my foot's not too bad, I've been trying to get out and walk at least once a day before it gets too hot, because it has been sweltering here in Florida in the afternoons. The heat is terrible. So I try to get out in the morning or in the evenings to do my walks when I'm able to, but I can almost make it down. I'm 2 houses away from being able to walk down my entire street and back to my house again. So I am really happy with that. I do use my walker, and I take my time. I don't walk fast. I walk very carefully and keep my eye on where I'm going. So yeah, and I always have my phone with me. I put my phone in my walker bench, so I always have my phone with me. I'm very careful, but it does me a world of good to get out and walk when I can. So I've been trying to do that as long as my foot lets me. Oh wow. Yes, yes. So we are my math skills are terrible. About a six-hour time difference if I counted my fingers right. I'm not gonna guarantee I did that correctly, but yeah, but yeah, my math skills pretty much non-existent. So, but I think I counted right, and I think that would be a 6 hour difference. Lynn Stalker, good evening. I'm glad you could make it. So I did start coloring again. With coloring, I tend to take breaks. I go like gangbusters, and then I just have to stop for a few days. So I'm still coloring out of this Golden Easy large print flower book. Uh, I just finished this picture maybe about an hour ago. So so yeah, I think it turned out really nice. I'm happy with that. I just use glitter pens. I love using glitter pens on my coloring pages, and I have learned I keep just a sheet of paper underneath the page I'm working on to prevent it from bleeding through to the next picture. But then yesterday I finished this picture. I think this one turned out amazing. I am so happy with how this one turned out. It's a bit more detailed than most of the other pictures I've colored, but yeah, I think this turned out absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I'm back coloring again. Sometimes I like to sit outside in the mornings or evenings with my coloring book and my markers, and I just like to sit outside on my porch and color. So oh, thank you, Truck Mech One. I forgot to mention you. I missed your name when I was scrolling down in the chat. I am so sorry about that. So Truck Mech One is here. David, it's good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to kind of share some of the supplies that I get from hospice, because they have helped me so much with supplies and cutting down on what I have to order for my personal care. So just bear with me, and if it's TMI, I please forgive me, but I'm on hospice care, so that's the way it goes. Sometimes there's just items that you have to have, and I'm actually very grateful that hospice supplies them for me. So they supply um, pads for my hospital bed. So this helps me out a lot because I actually suffer from night sweats a lot from the pain medicine, depending on what I have to take in at night. If the nerve pain hits, I have to take everything I have, and then the sweating starts. So I'm very grateful for these because it helps keep my bed sheets dry. So I'm very glad for these. They supply disposable briefs. So these have gotten so expensive. I think I had those upside down. I did. So um, yeah, any like disposable underwear, women's products, baby diapers, all of that stuff has gotten so expensive and so hard to find at times that I'm just unbelievably grateful that hospice supplies those, because that has taken a huge expense away from me. And one of the things they supply that I really like is this no rinse foam cleanser. I actually keep this on my kitchen sink and in both of my bathrooms. This stuff is really good. So so yeah, you don't even have to have water to rinse your hands off with. So this would actually be a great prepping item if you're able to find something like this, just because you don't have to worry about having to have water to rinse your hands off. So so my nurse always makes sure to order some of that for me. And then she orders this zinc oxide paste. It's a skin protectant. Uh, I have shared on here before that I have a catheter that I deal with, so this is part of that supply. Sometimes it gets red and infected, and this stuff is really great for any kind of yeast infection. So if you can find something like this, it's Medline Remedy, and it says clinical protect, and then it says it's a zinc oxide paste skin protectant. So yeah, this is really good, especially if you live in a hot climate and deal with like heat heat rashes or anything like that. That would be great to have. Um, I think David, I did see your question. I'm actually doing pretty well except for my foot. So I'm still dealing with the swollen foot, and I'll mention that again in a little bit. So yes, Chris, they sure can. So the next thing um that my nurse orders for me, which again is from Medline Remedy, this says essentials on it, but it is a shampoo body wash. So it, it is what it is. It does what it's supposed to. There's nothing special about it, but you can use it to to wash with and do your hair with. So it it does an okay job, and it doesn't cost me anything. So yeah, she gets this for me, and I've I've been using this a lot lately. And the other thing, now this is a clinical item from Medline Remedy, and it's an antifungal powder. So again, if my catheter site gets red and hurting, I can put this powder on it. I use it after showers, and I actually really love this. This is fantastic. So I always make sure that um, my nurse orders this whenever I open my last one. I make sure she knows that it's time to order some more. And then of course they order the catheter supplies and bags and um syringes and saline and all of that kind of stuff. That alone has helped me out so much because I've been having to supply almost all of that out of pocket. So yeah, that is what I get from hospice each month, and I I just can't say enough how grateful I am that they're supplying all of that. That is great. Mods, can one of you please ban Heather from the chat? So she was one that I have banned a couple of other times. I don't know how she got around she got around the ban, but yeah, if you could please either ban her, ban that name, or put her in a timeout, that would be great. Yes, Florence, and this kind actually has a really great smell to it, so I'm really pleased with with that. It's really good good powder to use. Thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that. So yes, that person has been commenting. So if they have left messages under any of your comments, I do apologize. I try to make sure I read all of the replies in the comments just to make sure that someone is not leaving a harassing comment under your name, because that has happened before. So we do try to make sure to go through all of the replies and make sure that everyone is playing nice and being respectful. So all right. So what have you all been up to? I hope you've had a good week so far. The weather here has been beautiful. It's just been extremely hot. So yeah, it's not even the end of May and the temperatures feel like August. I have heard that the ocean waters are already as hot as they are in July or August, so they are predicting a stronger than usual hurricane season. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it isn't. Um, I was asked to update my Amazon wish list and put some needed hurricane supplies on there. I have done that. I think I put a lot of um, really great items in my list. I added a fire blanket. I heard another channel. I think it was Steve Poplar over at the Poplar Report. Actually had a kitchen fire one day and used that blanket and threw it on his stove to put the fire out. So I added that. I think that would be a really important prepping item to have. Not only during hurricane season, but just to have in the cupboard next to the stove in case I would need it. Um, Thank you, Linda. Yes, that helps me out more more than I can say. So yeah, I got put the fire blanket on there. I did put a NOAA weather radio on the list. Um, I do have a weather radio, but it's not a NOAA radio that has the alarms to alert you when bad weather is coming. So that is the NOAA radios, which I know I really should have one, so I put that on the list. I added some extra butane tanks for the coil burner that Michelle J sent me last year. I added a pair of headlamps. They're kind of like the ones I use for my diamond paintings, except these run on batteries instead of recharging. So I added those. Um, I know I added a set of oil lamps and the oil to put in them. I do know how to use the hurricane oil lamps. When I lived up north growing up, there was maybe 4 houses on my street, including mine. And we were always one of the last streets to get power back on when it went out. So, and my dad worked nights. He showed me how to take care of the oil lamps. I learned how to trim the wicks and keep the oil filled. I learned how to put new wicks in the lamps, and I even learned how to take plastic wrap and cover the lamps to keep dust off of the lampshades. Because I learned every time the power went out, that was the only time we used the oil lamps. So the shade was always covered in dust and blocked the light from getting out. So I learned how to take plastic wrap and how to wrap the oil lamps to keep both ends open so that there wasn't a buildup of fumes to explode. And that way, when the power went off, all I had to do was carefully peel the plastic wrap off before I lit the lamp, and I always had a clean lampshade. So yeah, I do really know how to take care of oil lamps. So I thought that would be a good hurricane item to have, and I put a couple grab and go snack type things on there. So yeah, I just updated it and put some hurricane prepping items on my list. So um if you guys go and check that list out, let me know if you think I forgot anything important that I should have on my list. I do have plenty of candles and flashlights and batteries for the flashlights, and I have the little sticks that have the lighter fluid in it that you just click the button to light. I really am not comfortable with using candles, though. I would be much more comfortable, I think, using the oil lamps if I had to. Candles just make me really nervous if I have them lit. Thank you for that, Linda. Yes, if you guys could hit that thumbs up button, now that would really help out a lot. So I have started putting my Home Chef coupon code in the description box for all videos. I did learn that anyone that signs up for Home Chef using my code gets 15 free meals on their order, and I get $35 off of the next box that I order. So it's a win-win. If you're going to use them anyway, please think about using my coupon code. And I still put the regular things under each description box. I put my coupon code, I put my Gifts and Go link, and my Amazon wish list is under the description box of each video. So, but yeah, what really helps me out the most is hitting that thumbs up and then sharing the videos to your social media helps me out more than anything, and it doesn't cost anything to do that, so that helps me out a lot. I did check. I am so close to 2,500 subscribers. I only need, I think, maybe 80 more subscribers. We will have some kind of a prize giveaway whenever I hit 2,500. So if you haven't hit that subscription button, please consider doing so. And yeah, we'll have something special whenever I hit that number. I that would be an amazing thing when that happens. Sonia Ibarra, it is so good to see you. I'm really glad you could make it. So what are you guys all up to this week? I know this week is it's a Memorial Day weekend, or is that next weekend? I am so off on my on my weeks. I'm not sure if we have one more weekend yet, but I'm thinking it's this weekend. So do you guys have any plans? I'm probably just gonna be here by myself. I'm not sure if my park is having a dinner or not. Thank you for doing that, Glenn. I really appreciate that. Sometimes my park will have dinners if I'm able to. My goal is actually to be able to walk to the clubhouse so that I can go to more of the social events and get away from the house for a little bit. So if they decide that they're having something, I might try to do that if depending on what the weather's doing. Oh, Michelle, I hope you find something. Um, I did see the prices on especially laptops. I don't know if you're looking for a desktop or a laptop. Uh, lap Laptop prices did seem pretty reasonable the last time I went into Walmart. Hopefully, maybe some places will have some on sale over the holiday weekend. So yeah. I hope you can find something. I really thought my computer quit working. I think it was last week. I turned it on and I got this really weird message that it couldn't find the reboot system. I couldn't get rid of the message, couldn't get anything to load in. I didn't know what I was going to do because I do everything on my laptop. All of my YouTube stuff and everything is done on my laptop. So I finally turned it off and unplugged it and just let it sit for about 15 minutes and plugged it back in, and thank God everything loaded back in and started working again. So I always forget about unplugging it and plugging it back in if things don't load in right. Um, oh yeah, I've had a Dell laptop before. They work really good. Um, So far, I am loving my new internet service. I've played my TV constantly. It hasn't rebuffered not one single time. It hasn't went out not one single time. I'm just absolutely thrilled with T-Mobile. I am so glad that I switched services. I still have to get my Ethernet box and my printer hooked up to the Wi-Fi box, but I I was waiting to make sure that everything was running good and I wasn't gonna have to keep unhooking and rehooking everything up. But yeah, it has been a week and my internet has not went out not one time. Everyone else's has that has had Spectrum. They all keep losing their service. So I am just so grateful that I got rid of Spectrum when I did. So yes, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, T-Mobile is just as fast as Spectrum. It's just as good. So as if you have it in your area and you're fed up with Spectrum and their prices, I suggest switching services and streaming your TV channels. So Carmela Barona, it's good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, after that live show fiasco a couple weeks ago when my internet kept going out, I knew I had to do something. So I just was so frustrated and so fed up with Spectrum at that point that I couldn't take it anymore. It takes a lot for me to get to that point, but when I do reach that point, that's it. Glenn, I would think that, except I've had issues with Spectrum for about the last 3 months with with buffering and the internet being off for hours and losing my house phone, not being able to watch TV or do computer stuff. And I was having that issue way before the solar flare happened. I did find out the solar flare prevented me from getting my prescriptions last week. My nurse turned the prescriptions in on Friday, right when the bad solar flare happened. And the pharmacy in North Carolina actually never got the prescription. I waited and waited and waited. Usually it only takes maybe 2 days at the most to get my prescriptions. And the nurse actually had to reorder it this last Friday. And after she reordered it, I had it the next day. So I really think the solar flare prevented me from getting my medications last week. But now I got everything I needed. I am My new sleeping pill came. It finally is working fantastic. I actually slept all night last night and woke up this morning and jumped right in and started doing stuff. I didn't. It doesn't make me sick, and I'm just. And it's actually a medication that I took for several years until my doctor moved out of town and my new doctor refused to refill the prescription. So yeah, I know this medication works really well for me, so I'm very happy with it. Uh, hey, the unknown knows, welcome. Yeah, it really did, and my nurse had no clue about solar flares affecting anything. So yeah, I told her to if she had ordered anything else for any of her other patients last Friday to make sure that they actually got it because they probably didn't. So so yeah, what all else do you guys have planned for the holiday weekend? Are you guys fixing anything good, or there's I hope you guys are able to spend time with your families. Aaron B, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, in Monday's video, in case you missed it, my channel shout out went to Adventures with Thanos. So I will. I didn't link his channel in the description box, but I will as soon as the live is over with. He goes into grocery stores. He checks sale prices. He checks shortages. He checks the weekly ad papers. Um, he does a great job saving people money. I watch him because when he goes into Kroger and goes over the sale items, if there's anything I know I'm short of, I will go ahead and make my grocery list out while he's going over all the sale prices for the week. And I know if anything is short in Cincinnati, where he is at, in Ohio, that here in Central Florida, it's gonna be short on the shelves here in about 2 or 3 weeks later. So I know if it's something I need, I go ahead and stock up. But He's a great guy. He and his wife do a lot of travel videos. They come down here to Disney World a lot. I'm trying to get him to go to Legoland and check that out because it really is something to see uh, in person at least once because all of the different Lego statues are absolutely amazing to see. Lori Marquis, it's good to see you. So yeah, if you don't watch Adventures with Anna, go check his channel out and let him know that I sent you. Um, oh, that would be so much fun, Glenn. I wish I could do that, but on my block right now, there's only me and one other person because everyone else is gone for the summer because it gets so hot here. They come in the fall, and then by May everyone clears out because the heat comes in. So right now my park is very quiet. I'm not sure if we're even having anything for May. May I don't think we are, but yeah, that sounds like it would be a lot of fun. I may go ahead and just do my big jam and blue cheese hamburger from Home Chef over the weekend. I actually went to learn how to use the coil burner that Michelle J sent me last year, so I may get that set up and try try cooking it outside. It's a little hard for me to drag everything in and out, but I think I can do it, and I really do want to learn how to use that before I have to learn how to use it. I want to make sure I have everything set up for it and that I know what I'm doing with it. So I might do that over the weekend depending on the weather. Catching up with the chat here. Oh, oh, Carmela, that's I it can be terrible to be allergic to pain medicine and not be able to take things that you know might help. So I hope everything is okay. All right, Linda Bob, you have a good night. We're gonna be closing things out here soon anyway. Oh, Lori Markey, I wish I had known. Well, when were you at Andy's Igloo? I love that place. That's one of my favorite places to go eat. They have the best ice cream in the world, and their burgers are amazing. I think I've only been there maybe once since my mom died about 5 years ago. And I went and made the mistake of going in by myself and it was just too much. I cried the whole time I ate and I just haven't been back. But I think if I would go with someone else I would be all right. But yeah, yeah, they have amazing food. Their staff works really well together. What I really like about them is that they divide the tips equally between everyone. Everyone works just as hard as everyone else. The tips all go into a jar, and at the end of the day, they are divided up equally between everybody, including the kitchen people, which doesn't happen very often. So yeah, that is a great place. anytime you guys are in this area, make sure to go to Andy's Igloo, and you will not be disappointed. And hopefully, if they have it, get the banana pudding ice cream because it is phenomenal. Every time they have it, they run out of it almost as soon as they get it in. So they don't always have it, but yeah, if you go there to eat, make sure to ask if they have the banana pudding ice cream because you will never not have tasted anything like it before. I can promise you. Oh, thank you, Carmela. Yeah, yeah. Except for my foot, I'm feeling better, especially now that I'm sleeping at night and I'm not up for two and 3 days in a row and worn out. So yes, please, Chris. Yes, if you are in the area and going to Andy's Igloo, please pick me up and and we'll have a great meal together. All right, so it is going. Wow, we went quite a while tonight. It's going on 10 till 8. I'm actually getting kind of hungry. I haven't eaten much yet today. I have some of my apricot and pistachio pork medallions to eat. So I think I'm gonna go heat some of that stuff up and have for my dinner tonight. Oh, thank you, Lori. That would be amazing. I wish you lived closer to Chris. Um, the unknown knows actually Lake Wales is not all that far from me. So yes, you are correct. The so so yeah, I actually work maybe a couple of miles from Lake. Actually, I'm turned around. So Lake Wales is actually where I did one of my hospital internships for my clinical pastoral education training. So I worked there as well, I volunteered there as a chaplain. I ended up working 500 hours plus class time at the Lake Wales Hospital. So yeah, it's a nice little town. There's a lot of good eating places. I highly recommend Manny's Chop House. Since you are going to Lake Wales, that one actually offers lunch. The other ones are only open in the evening, but definitely make sure that you try Manny's Chop House because they are amazing. Um, Oh, yes, yeah, Lori, I would actually be right on your way to Andy's Igloo. So yeah, it would not be out of your way at all to pick me up because you actually would pretty much go right by my park. So yeah, anytime you want to go, just let me know. I'm always game to get out and away from the house. Yeah, yeah, Manny's is amazing. So, all right, I think we are going to wrap things up. I am just so glad that you all were able to make it tonight. I hope you all have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. I am so grateful for our service people, for all that that they have done for all of us. I'm just really blessed to be in a supposedly free country. We can argue about that later, but Memorial Day weekend, just make sure to think someone who's given their life to protecting us and keeping us safe. So have a safe and happy holiday weekend. Be safe, be happy, be blessed. And Lori Marquis, anytime you want to meet up or stop by, my email address is always in the description chat. Just shoot me an email and we'll work something out. So be safe, be happy, be blessed, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye.